I've been asked by a lot of people to share the rationale of why I'm closing my Facebook group of over 5,500 people and what I'm doing instead. So, this is what this video is all about. I started my Facebook group back in 2019 and I can't speak to the period before then, but it was like the heyday of Facebook groups. It was such a natural platform for me, and I don't really think there is another platform that replicates the community feel of Facebook groups. It was the only place when I started my business that I had an audience. So Facebook was a very natural place for me to start. And very quickly, I realized that a group would really allow me to bring together my ideal clients. I even wrote a blog post on this topic called How I Grew My Facebook Group from 0 to 500 People in 3 months and How I Use It to Get Clients. And this is still my most searched for and read blog post. So back in 2019, groups were buzzing. Facebook realized this and it really prioritized group views, engagement, and the community side of things. So it was something that a lot of people jumped on. Now, with most of these things, when a lot of people then jump on the same thing, groups over the years became more and more saturated. The reason it worked is because of the strength of the community feature. So just by going live every single week, by doing conversation starters, and just by being my kind of usual spontaneous marketing self, I found Facebook groups the ideal format to show up, bring together my tribe of people other than on my email list, and for them to get FaceTime with me. And when people are watching you on video, they're able to join you live for things. It massively accelerates the trust factor. So I was finding that people were reaching out to me to become clients really, really fast. And over the years, my Facebook group became a hub of useful resources because all of my videos were stored there. People could go back. I had them all organized into sections of like mindset, how to get clients, group programs. Everything was there. So it became like an online video storage of kind of my zone of genius and everything I had to share with my audience. This was the heyday. So what happened? Ultimately, over the years, and this is kind of, I've felt this for years, but it's taken me years to do anything about it. And you can read in my annual reviews, which are all on my website, you'll see me mention repeatedly like the strain of social media on me and wanting to move away from it, but not quite doing it. So, number one, the constant weight of being everywhere. Now, I am so strict with my clients when we're focusing on scaling their business that they need to double down on the most effective marketing channel for them. A lot of my clients come to me and they're on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook. They have a Pinterest board and we look at the most effective because if you're working in your business on your own, or maybe even you have a small team around you, you cannot be everywhere. And very, very rarely, in fact, I'm going to say never, are you doing all of these well. Because algorithms change, the ways you promote on different platforms change, and it is impossible to stay abreast on all of them. Like Instagram, you've got reels and carousels and stories. And LinkedIn, you've got lives and carousels that have to be uploaded in a specific format, and YouTube's different, and Facebook is different. So the idea that you can nail all of these is rubbish. And the idea that you can just repurpose across all of these and it be an effective strategy is also rubbish, I believe. And yet I was preaching this to my clients whilst being in a group, my personal page, my business page, because we run ads, a little bit on Instagram, running ads on my email list. And I wasn't practicing what I preached because I had this group of 5,500 people that I felt like I should be in. Because wouldn't it be a waste to grow a group to 5,500 people just to close it down? But I had this weight of being everywhere and this confusion it created, especially on Facebook. Like, okay, am I just posting on my personal page? Do I put that in the group? Do I do the live videos in the group? Or, what goes on my business page? And this confusion took up headspace that I just didn't have. I didn't want it on my shoulders every single week trying to figure out what to post where, as Facebook constantly changed the algorithm as well. Next thing, I've never liked social media. I don't want to spend my life on social media. I don't want to be sharing pictures on stories on Instagram of my day. I don't want to be in my group all the time. I don't really want to be heavily involved in technology. I want to be present with the people that I love out in nature, sitting outside with my chickens or on a dog walk. So social media in general isn't congruent with the way I want to live my life. Next one. Facebook, like many platforms, change their algorithm all the time. And over the years, there was a big shift where Facebook stopped prioritizing groups as much unless you are constantly in them building engagement. And instead, they started to put the weight on personal pages and personal figures on pages, growing those pages and allowing to promote your business in professional mode. And, I'm recording this in October 2025, and who knows how long this will be the case for. And then we've got business pages, which are much more pay to play, good if you're running ads, but otherwise have very little engagement. So Facebook shifted that algorithm and groups became harder. And I noticed this across the board with so many of my clients, this feeling like groups are getting harder. They don't feel as alive. It doesn't feel like Facebook are pushing their energy there. So to keep a group alive, you now need that constant effort, which is not what I want in my marketing strategy. The final straw happened a couple of months ago when Facebook changed their policy and all videos are now deleted within 30 days. So before, I had this Facebook group full of useful videos that went back to 2019 where people could join, learn from me. I would show up, but not as consistently as I maybe could have done. But that change in policy where they now delete videos after 30 days was like the straw that broke the camel's back, because 6 years worth of content erased overnight. And suddenly I was thinking, okay, so what is this group for? Yes, it could be a great community if I was showing up here consistently, but I don't want to be doing that. So the bigger insight of this, and this is kind of mirrored, it's not just with me, with my clients, is that platforms change rules whenever they want. And you're always building on borrowed land when you use one of these platforms as your main marketing tool. And I've had clients lose all of their accounts overnight. Instagram, Facebook, someone's hacked them or someone's reported them and it's been deleted by Facebook. So whilst you're building your audience on borrowed ground, you are 100% at their mercy and you are vulnerable. Secondly, group success has a short shelf life, as in you have to constantly feed a machine that you don't own, and the second you stop feeding it, it stops working. So you're on this sort of treadmill to keep things working, and that again was not somewhere I wanted to be. So one of the questions I had was, so what are you going to do now? What's the role of Facebook in your business, or are you coming off it completely? I am not coming off Facebook completely. It is a core cog in my business, but I am reducing the requirement for me to be on there. So number one, I use ads. We get 50 to 60% of our clients from ads. So we run ads across Facebook and Instagram. And because of that, we keep my Facebook business page up to date and we keep our Instagram up to date. We don't put a lot of energy in there. We just repurpose my email content across Instagram and my business page. So that just gets done by the team. My personal Facebook is the place that I am going to continue showing up as me, sharing my journey, my stories, my content, and engaging people on that platform. That is also where, if I do videos, I will now be doing videos on my personal page instead of in my group. My core marketing strategy is my email list. It's my happy place. It allows me to write long form content. But of course, emails can feel a little impersonal. So it's nice to be able to point people to a social media platform like my personal page as well. But the other thing I'm prioritizing is YouTube, which is a longer term video storage place. I love YouTube because it's searchable on Google. I love long form videos like this one. So YouTube is a place I can put my content, which can be found on Google and which people can go back over time and watch videos that they find useful for them. Finally, it took me a very, very long time to reach this decision, because there is a logical part of my brain saying, it took you so long to build up that Facebook group of 5,500 people, and Gemma in 2019 would be horrified that you are closing down this group. But honestly, since I have announced it in the last week, I have so much more headspace and energy and clarity, and I feel like even more I am walking the talk. I'm living what I preach, which is simplicity, streamline, don't spend your life marketing, double down on what's effective. So I know I'm not giving up something that feels successful. I'm giving up something because it's no longer aligned, and I am obsessed with streamlining my life and being present and spacious and full of joy. So, if you also do not want to grow being reliant on social media, subscribe to my YouTube, come join my email list, and let's find healthier, more joyful ways to grow. If you found it useful, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and thanks for watching.